The woman who left me this house, this old creaky, ivy-covered house on Maple Street. She was not my grandmother. She was my kidnapper, and she never stopped watching me. This is 2024, and I am 65 years old now. My name is Patricia. I've spent my whole life believing a lie. I was raised in a little town outside Birmingham, Alabama. Had a good life, nice folks, Sunday suppers, the whole 9 yards. My mama and daddy, the ones who raised me, they were good people, but they weren't my people. I was adopted when I was 2. That's what they told me. My birth mama couldn't take care of me, they said. She was young and poor and didn't have no choice. And my grandma, my birth grandma, she died before I could ever know her. I believed them. Why wouldn't I? They loved me. They took me in. But Lord have mercy, they didn't tell me the whole truth. They didn't tell me about Gertrude. It started with a letter. One of them fancy ones with the gold seal from a lawyer in a town I'd never heard of. He said I'd inherited a house that belonged to a woman named Gertrude Marlowe. She claimed to be my grandmother. I laughed. Baby. I laughed right out loud. I told my husband, somebody's done lost their mind. But I was curious. So I drove 3 hours to a town called Red Oak, Mississippi, a place so small you'd blink and miss it. When I got there, everything started to feel wrong. The house was old, creaky, overgrown with ivy and weeds. Inside it was like a museum preserved, dusted, like somebody was still living there. On the mantelpiece, there was a photograph, a little girl with my eyes. I felt my heart drop into my stomach. Sugar. I started searching. I found a box in the attic tied with a ribbon. Inside were dozens of letters, all written by a woman named Margaret. They were all addressed to me. I sat on that dusty floor for hours, reading every single one. The more I read, the more I cried. Reading from the letter, slow, trembling. Margaret, from the letter. My dearest baby girl, I never wanted to give you up. I fought to keep you, but they were powerful, and I was powerless. I pray every day that you will find this letter. I pray that you will know the truth. I love you. I will always love you. That's when I knew Margaret was my real mama. Gertrude, that so-called grandmother, was the one who took me away from her. I went to the only person in town who knew the truth, Rose. Gertrude's best friend. She was in a nursing home, frail and scared. I needed answers. Gertrude wasn't a good woman, child. She had been trying for years to have a baby. When she found out Margaret was pregnant, she saw her chance. She and Harold took you the day you were born. They paid off the nurses. They forged the documents. They stole you. Patricia. They called it love. I sat there, frozen. Betrayal on top of betrayal. Gertrude wasn't just a stranger, she was family. A few weeks after I got home, I received another letter. This time, it was from Gertrude's attorney. She had written a confession before she died. I am writing this to set the record straight. I took Patricia from her mother. I stole her. I wanted a child of my own, but there's something else you need to know. Patricia, Margaret was my niece. You were my own flesh and blood. I didn't just steal a child. I stole my own niece from her mother. I sat there, frozen. Gertrude wasn't just a stranger, she was family. She had buried 3 babies before Margaret got pregnant. She saw me as her only chance. The Bible says in Proverbs 27:4, anger is cruel and fury overwhelming, but who can stand before jealousy? Gertrude's jealousy destroyed everything. God's justice don't work the way we expect it to. Margaret never got justice in this life. But she left me a legacy of faith. She underlined Psalm 34-18 over and over again. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. And in Isaiah 49-15, 1:6, she had written, can a mother forget the baby at her breast? Though she may forget, I will not forget you. Here's what I want you to do. Baby. 1. Face the truth no matter how ugly it is. 2. Honor those who were lost. Tell their stories. 3. Forgive not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. 4. Claim your true inheritance. You are a child of God. 5. Write your own story. Don't let the past have the last word. I went back to the grave, Margaret's grave. I planted flowers. I told her about my life, my children, my grandchildren. I told her, Mama, your story is not forgotten. Then something happened. The groundskeeper came up to me. He said, Ma'am, you know this grave is empty, right? Margaret's grave was empty. She wasn't buried there. She had been moved decades ago. No one knew where. Then I got a letter from a nursing home 3 states over. Inside was a photograph of a 2-year-old woman, smiling at the camera. It was signed, Love. Your mama, Margaret. She was alive all these years. She was alive. I drove to that nursing home the very next day. I walked into her room. She was sitting by the window, looking out at the garden. She turned around. She knew me. She said, Patricia, I knew you'd come. I ran to her. I held her. I said, Mama, I'm here. She said, I never stopped believing you'd find me. I prayed every single day. The Bible says in Romans 8:28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Margaret's story was never lost. It was hidden for a time. God brought it to light. He used it to heal generations of brokenness. Here's my question for you tonight. What truth is out there waiting to find you? You see, I spent my whole life thinking I was forgotten, that I didn't matter, that my story had no meaning. But God had a plan all along, hidden in letters, buried under floorboards, waiting for the right time to be found. And if He can find me, if He can bring a woman to her mama's arms after all those years, then He can find you too. He can heal your broken places. He can restore your lost years. So don't you ever believe that your story doesn't matter. Don't you ever believe that you're too far gone, too forgotten, too late. Because the God who sees the sparrow fall, he sees you too, and he has not forgotten you. This is Granny's gift, where every story is a gift. Story that find you right where you are. Story that feel like a warm cup of tea on a cold night. Story that reminds you are never forgotten on Granny's gift, because every story is a gift, and this one, right here, is yours. If this story has touched your heart, I invite you to join the Granny's Gift family. Subscribe and hit the bell icon so we can share more stories of hidden truth, unexpected healing, and the God who reveals what has been buried. In the comments below, I want to hear from you. What is a hidden truth in your life that needs to be brought to light? I'm not afraid to hear it. God isn't afraid to heal it. Remember, God is a God of hidden treasures. He hides things in plain sight, waiting for us to discover them. He hides healing in our pain, beauty in our ashes, and hope in our despair. Take care of yourself. My dear friend, I'll see you in the next story, and it'll be even more shocking. Bye for now.